today we're going to be making a salmon with asparagus and a lemon basil cream sauce. And somebody asked me last night, well, how do you know what you're going to make? Or, like, how do you come up with these? And to be honest with you, I really don't know. I sit down like Monday and Tuesday and I just start looking through some cookbooks and stuff. And I usually get inspired. But this week I had posted the special for Amici's, and it was unanimously messaged to me that a lot of women wanted to learn how to make this dish. So salmon is one of those fish that everybody loves. It's very delicious. So I figured, why not add it with some pasta? So I have not posted the recipe yet because, to be honest with you, like, this is my own. And you know when you fool around with something, you just throw a handful in a pinch. So today we're kind of measure as we go along. And I'm going to write it all down and then I will post the recipe for you guys tomorrow, I promise. If we miss the orzo ones, it's because Saturday I was in bed all day with a migraine. So I really wasn't thinking about the recipes and I apologize. But I will have this one posted. So what we want to do right away, because we have a pasta to make and we have a salmon to broil, we want to get those going right away while we make the sauce. So I already have right here the pot going for the pasta, and I'm going to throw in some farfalle pasta. So if you don't know what farfalle pasta is, it looks like this. A lot of people call it bow tie. A lot of people call it butterfly, and both of those are correct. But farfalle means butterfly in Italian, so it's very appropriate. Okay, so I don't have a 1 pound box like you have at the store because we get huge bags here at the restaurant of certain pastas. So, but I happen to know that 4 cups of this dry pasta equals 1 box at home. So if you happen to have like pasta bulk like this, 1 box is approximately 4 of these cups. Because this is a pretty big pasta. And also with this one, it's going to take about 12 minutes to cook, because if you notice, the inside of this is pretty thick. So this outside will get cooked quick, but then the inside will remain very chewy. So when you do test it, don't test the end. Make sure you test that inside. So I'm just going to go ahead and add 1 more cup because I have a big piece of salmon here, and I want to make sure I have enough. So I already went ahead and I had salted my water, and I'm just going to give these a quick stir. And I told you I'm like so in love with spatulas. Today I found a couple others. This one says, what the fork is for dinner. And this one is, chop it like it's hot. So I'll be giving one of these to Abby and the other one to my daughter Annie. Hopefully they'll be using them. Okay, so we're just going to let that pasta swim around in there because, like I said, it's going to take about 12 minutes to cook. And while that's cooking, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get our salmon ready. So I'm going to go ahead and put some salt and pepper on this. Okay. And then we're going to, this is already a greased cookie pan, bake pan, sheet pan, whatever you want to call it. And this is just a big salmon steak. You can find these anywhere. And this is asparagus. I've already went ahead and washed it, but yeah, I kept the rubber bands on because for me, it just makes for easy cutting. And basically with asparagus, you don't want to use this bottom part because everyone knows, like, it's really fibrous, so it's very stringy and it really doesn't have a lot of flavor. So I go ahead and I cut right before this last rubber band. And then I go ahead and throw those out. And it's that simple. So since this, if I was just going to roast these, I would leave them just like this, whole. But since I'm going to use them with the pasta, I don't want such a big piece. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut them in thirds like this. And we can go ahead and we can put them all on the same sheet as the salmon. And we want to get these delicious tops because this is really the tops where all the flavor is. I'm going to go ahead and salt and pepper those also. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this in the oven in the back, which I put on 375.
375 for how long?
375. That's a big piece of salmon, so
Yeah.
probably by the time this pasta is cooked, that should be cooked also. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this flame down a little bit because this stove back here really gets cranky with the heat. Okay, so while those two things are going, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make the basil part of the lemon basil cream sauce. So this is just a basic food processor. They come smaller, they come more equipped. This is just a basic one here that we use at the restaurant. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some basil and I'm going to just rough chop it. Get rid of that. And just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it in this food processor here. And I'm going to take a handful of Parmesan cheese and put that in there. We're almost making like a pesto. If you want it to heat, you probably could use pesto in a jar, but we're going to try to do everything from scratch now. And then we go ahead and we add the olive oil to it. And I'm going to use a little bit to get going. On low, and I'm just going to stream in a little more olive oil while it's on. And I'm going to just stir this around. See, it looks really good already. And this is what it should look like. And that's basically pesto. So we're going to take it out. Got it. It's the most confusing gadget in the whole kitchen. One time we couldn't figure out how you had to latch the top on, because if you don't latch that, it won't go at all. So give me 1 second. I'm going to get a little bowl here, and we're going to put our basil in. And I wanted to remind you guys about the ladies' luncheon. We've had really good response with it. A lot of people have bought tickets already. I even had a friend buy a ticket, Gloria in Jersey. She can't make it to the luncheon, but she went ahead and she bought a ticket just in support of Amici's. So I really do appreciate her. We're going to be having a wonderful lunch put on by me and Kelly Myers of Southern Treats by Kelly. We're going to be having salad, a pasta dish, and dessert. So you need to call the restaurant to make sure that you get your ticket for that. Like I said, we've had a great response already. So you want to call early and get that done. Okay, so our pasta is still cooking here. And I know for a fact it's still not done because this takes a really, that center, if you don't cook that just right, it's too chewy. And even though we like our pasta al dente. And I'm just going to take a quick glance at the salmon. Be right back. Sizzling in there. Okay, so I'm going to start with the basil cream sauce, and we're going to get that going. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of butter in the pan. We're going to turn this on. There we go. Move this out of the way. So while we're making this basil cream sauce, I wanted to share with you guys a little cute story that was sent to me this week. As you guys know, I love aprons. I like to wear an apron when I cook. I don't, wear it around all day like our mothers and grandmothers did. But I do get my clothes quite dirty. Everybody thinks, oh, when you're in a restaurant, it's not glamorous at all. It's hot back here. It's very sweaty, and my clothes get so ruined. And I go home, and my husband goes, "Oh boy, you smell like the restaurant, and I totally get what he's saying. So I try to wear an apron, and you guys know I have quite the collection. As a matter of fact, I've gotten so much response about them that I've gone ahead and I will be showing you guys on Facebook, but I went ahead and I started an Amici's apron collection now. So you will be able to order them from the restaurant, and I'm so excited. They're all different colors, and they say Amici's, and they have our logo and stuff, so I feel like we're kind of like a friendly club now, so you guys will be able to order an apron if you so choose. Okay, so I went ahead and I melted the butter, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this basil cream sauce in. So that's 2 tablespoons of butter and the basil cream sauce that we went ahead and processed in the food processor. It's already starting to sizzle up. And now I'm going to go ahead, first I'm going to measure out 2 cups. It's going to be more because this is a big thing of pasta it's going to make. So for the meantime, I'm going to start with 2 cups of heavy cream. And this is almost like the basis for the Alfredo. If you remember, that was like, I think my very first video was the Alfredo, right?
It was.
So this is the basis for it again. Now I've just gone ahead and I've added basil to it. And I'm going to cut a lemon, just like I am in love with lemon. My kids can tell you I am a lemon fanatic. And I will add it to anything. When I was a little girl, my mom would make lemon meringue pie, and she could not believe, I don't want to put that in just yet, and she couldn't believe how much I would eat it. I love lemon heads. I love it, but I don't drink lemonade because it's just too sweet. All right, but it just adds a lot of freshness to everything. So we're just going to hold on to those for a minute. And while the salmon's cooking and the pasta and the sauce here, so we have 3 things going on. I wanted to read a little something to you guys that I found really, really cute. It was sent to me by my friend Beth. And it's, she said, well, in light of everything that's going on in the world and everything is politics and everything, I want to send you something lighthearted. So it was a poem about an apron. So it said, kids today don't know what an apron really is. People used aprons back in the day to protect their clothes and dresses because they were so far and few between. Today we have closets full of clothes, we have so much, we have an excess, but back then, you know, they didn't, so they used an apron. And it says, some of the things that an apron, now I'm paraphrasing because it was a really long email, so it says, some of the things that aprons were used for were to take hot pans out of the oven. And when you think about that, it's so true. I can feel this getting thicker already as it's reducing down, and that's what you want. See this, it's simmering because it's bubbling around the sides. That's what I told you a simmer means. It was used for drying kids' tears, collecting eggs, carrying baby chickens. It was used to hide shy children under. It was used to wrap their arms when they were cold. It wiped away a sweaty brow. It carried wood and chips back in for the wood fires. It carried garden veggies, apples that would fall from the trees in the fall. When unexpected company came, it was used for dusting. So those aprons were used for a lot of things. It says it'll be a long time before someone invents something that will ever be able to replace an apron. And they come in many different colors today. And it says, remember, Mom and Grandmas used it to set a hot pie on the counter. Today, their granddaughters set frozen ones. So we need to teach our kids our traditions and the value of family dinners. People would go crazy today trying to figure out how many germs were on that apron. But funny, I never caught anything on it but love. So I just thought that was the nicest thing that she sent me about the apron. I loved it. And if you really want to read about it, I can probably send it to you. Now I'm going to go ahead. This has gotten very thick, as you see. It's nice and creamy, and I'm going to go ahead. I turned the flame down because I didn't want to overcook it, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sprinkle some of my lemon in there. I already went out and I took the pits out, so you don't have to worry about chomping down on them. You want to make sure you stir. Keep stirring it. I'm going to do one more. These are really nice and juicy. I didn't even have to roll them. Doesn't it smell good? Mm-hmm. Now this is actually a sauce that you could use for a lot of things. It doesn't necessarily have to be, for this dish. If you want just a lighter dish and you don't want to use the heavy Parmesan. But remember, there is Parmesan when we did the pesto sauce. Okay, so I want to see now if a little of my pasta is done. And remember, we used one of these before, and it was called the spider. I'm having a hard, just a tiny bit more. See, it's good, but it still has like that little bit of chew, a little bit more than that we may want. So, is anybody watching us?
Uh-huh.
Do we need to say hi to anybody?
I'll see. Oh, nice. Fred, look at those rings. You would notice those. There's our cousin Jean watching, and Aunt Lee. Gary is my husband's uncle. Of course, Beth is watching me. Gloria, thank you so much for your donation for the ladies' luncheon. And then Megan. Hi, Megan. Nice to see you on here. My daughter Annie and my cousin Gail is watching. So I'm so grateful when everyone watches. And then later on during the week, I sit there and people send me pictures of what they cooked, and I'm so thrilled about it. I just think it's awesome. So let me just see here now. It's really good. So these should be just about done. They only needed another minute or so. I keep losing my, oh here it is. I keep losing my cloth. All right, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna check on the, if you wanna stir this, Abby, I'm gonna go back and check the salmon. Okay. If you wanna come over, I can actually probably bring it over here. So this is basically what the roasted salmon looks like, and we have all of the asparagus, and I tested one back there, and it's so quick, it's already done. Now I'm going to go ahead, while this is on here, I'm actually going to get a spatula. Gloria wants to know if you can substitute something besides salmon.
Of course, you could do shrimp. You could probably do whitefish. Of course, crab and lobster is always good. Scallops. I never really tried it with any other fish but salmon, but I'm sure maybe a whitefish would go really good. This is just a typical dish in Italy. I always try to just stick to the classics. It has a farfalle pasta with it, so I've never put any other pasta with it, but I'm sure that you could. All right, so I'm getting all the asparagus over here.
And the other day, we actually ran out of asparagus, so what we substituted was spinach. So you could definitely do that if you're not, an asparagus lover. If you're not a spinach lover, you could put kale, anything like that, or nothing at all. Just do the salmon with the basil cream sauce. As you see, the salmon is like already falling off the bone as I'm doing this. So I'm just going to flake off a little bit here and there. Don't want to get the skin. I'm probably not going to use this whole salmon for this because this is a big piece. So I will let your brother finish making this for the special tonight. And we're going to put all this in a bowl.
See, this will be good. I had salmon the other night. I don't even know what to call it.
You are a salmon lover.
I did, and I just made it with like small size. I was starving at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I think with pasta and some sauce and some vegetables, that'll fill me up.
This is a great dish too.
Oh yeah.
Flavor. Like I said, we served it this week.
The sauce is good.
Yeah, that's really what makes it. It's nice and bright, nice and light. And this salmon is literally just falling apart, guys. And that's how salmon is. Doesn't take long. It's a delicious fish. And I think that's probably about all I'm going to put in right now. And we're just going to mix this up in the bowl. And then I'm going to get this flame back going. And we're going to take out some of our pasta. Put it in the pan. Definitely get one of these butterflies, guys. They're like incredibly...
Spiders.
Good thing I have her, huh?
Wrong insect.
I know. I'm looking at the pasta and I'm thinking about it. Look at this. It's gorgeous. It's all coming together in the pan here. And you have yourself an amazing dish right here. And honestly, how many ingredients was it? It was just cream and butter, asparagus and salmon, and the farfalle pasta. And you're done. I added the lemon because I like a little brightness to it. I'm going to turn this both down. And guess what? We get to try it.
Yes.
Now, if this was a little bit too thick and you needed to thin it out, you could take a little bit of your pasta water and put it in there if you didn't have enough at the time. I went ahead.
I didn't get to try this the other day.
You didn't?
No.
Wow. It's going to be your new favorite. Do you like asparagus?
Love it.
Okay, well, this dish is for you then, girl. Are we ready?
Yes.
And guess what I have? I didn't forget today, our Chardonnay. This is a Chardonnay. I thought it would go really nice with it because of the lemon of it, and it's such a mild dish. So I thought the buttery part of a Chardonnay would go really well with it. So, are we ready to try?
You gotta hold it for me.
I got it. Got it?
No.
Get that plus on there.
There we go. Okay,
All right.
Big bite.
Good, huh?
Uh-huh. God, I love salmon.
Me too.
It's not like a gross fishy taste, you know?
Nope.
It's the perfect fish for this dish.
It's very good, guys. We're going to be serving it up this weekend at Amici's. We got so much salmon, so don't worry about it running out. It's going to be a great menu item. You got it on your shirt already.
I know, and I gotta work.
Come see us this weekend at Amici's. We love to meet you people. The video has been bringing in so many. I'm so thrilled. Come in, have a glass of wine, have a dessert. We have so many. They're delicious. Remember to buy your ticket for the ladies' luncheon. And let me know your thoughts about what else you may want to watch me cook. And have a wonderful weekend.